bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day and for allowing us to gather together and celebrate our time at prep. We are grateful for this school, the wonderful faculty, our parents, and of course, all our classmates. Every student has brought something unique to this class to make it special. We are thankful for what we have learned here and ask that we use this knowledge to help us succeed in our endeavors. We are extremely grateful for the friendships we have forged. Please watch over us as we begin the next step in our life's journey. Amen.
Hello everyone, welcome to Augusta Prep's 2017 graduation. I'm Allie Richards. I've been lucky enough to be student council president this past year. I want to start off by saying thank you to the administration for all of their help, not only with graduation, but also with the craziness that is high school. Specifically, Miss Betty Ryan, thank you for making this graduation beautiful and organized every year. Thank you to the NHS for helping out with escorting and all else you do behind the scenes. Thank you to the parents who volunteer hours upon hours to make this space beautiful. It is so much appreciated. Without all of you, this group of kids wouldn't be up here celebrating our past 4 years of achievement in such a beautiful place. Finally, thank you to all the family and friends that are here to honor the graduates today. Each and every one of you has helped us tremendously in ways you probably don't even know. Thank you for being shoulders to cry on, the people to call, and the ones who constantly picked us up when we thought we had fallen for the last time. Thank you for the constant cheers, laughter, and many memories. But most of all, thank you to the classmates sitting behind me. Thank you for showing me true friendship and that a family is not only the one that you're born into. No celebration could possibly be big enough, loud enough, or lively enough to commemorate this special class, but we sure can try. So welcome to Augusta Prep's 2017 graduation.
Good day, or should I say, salutations everybody. Not quite sure about the formality of the speech, but I wholeheartedly plan to make this worth your time, make it as genuine, beautifully reminiscent, and as enjoyable as possible. This ain't gonna be one of the boring valedictorian speeches, you know? So, first off, I would like to express my gratitude towards my parents, my relatives, and the entire faculty of Augusta Prep. Without them, I'd be lacking the genetics, the much needed emotional support, and the amount of knowledge and schooling required to be standing before you to present this speech today. I believe that everyone in the graduating class also shares these general sentiments, and I would like to send a volley of applause towards all of you wonderful people for helping turn us into who we are, the high school graduates who will go into the future of tomorrow. So, come on. Clap for them. So, some of us are lifers at prep. Some came in the 6th grade and some in the 9th, and some have only started attending since the beginning of the school year. Whenever we actually began our attendance at this institution is of no consequence. We've all made some friends, learned from amazing educators, bonded with one another, and within the hour, we will all have successfully graduated. But the question at the end of this ceremony will be simply, what's next? All of us are going to college. We know that. That's granted. But do we know exactly what we want to be? Who we want to be? Do we know the hardships ahead? Will we still be able to obtain the same levels of relative success when we attend schools of higher education? I personally say that this vague, nebulous, thought-provoking question that I'm using as a rhetorical device is in its entirety unanswerable. Partly because we can't answer this question without being omniscient, and secondly, we don't have to. Augusta Preparatory Day School has provided us a lot of answers, and a partial answer to some of these questions. It's in the name. It's Augusta Preparatory Day School. The whole purpose of this school is to prepare us for college in all the ways that a well-functioning school can. We are taught that hard work leads to success and are expected to put effort into whatever we do so that we may succeed and live up to our expectations. You can see this drive for success wherever you look at prep. If you look to our athletics program, we are region champs in almost every sport every year. Our theater program produces some of the best plays in our area. We have multiple members of the student body in the district honors choir, and our academic abilities allow us to compete in numerous math and science contests, both locally and nationally. I bring this up not only to remind all of you how amazing prep is as a school, but also to remind ourselves, the graduating class of 2017, of what we are capable of. Success is not entirely defined by the numbers that follow us around everywhere. Our money, taxes, grades, number of selfies taken. You get the picture. Yeah, it's, you know. Each and every one of us falls short in different areas of the spectrum, and success does not have one singular form or definition. I mean, I couldn't draw to save my life, can't throw or kick a ball, and exhibit certain shortcomings when it comes to writing serious valedictorian speeches. But it doesn't stop me from trying something new, and in this instance, giving the speech. All of our individual talents, hobbies, hopes, and dreams can't possibly be quantified by a number on a piece of paper or a string of ones and zeros on a computer. I'm not going to say that this quantitative way of defining people doesn't hold merit or isn't meaningful. I mean, let me tell you, you evade your taxes and bad things happen. It's just a fact. I digress, but each and every one of us is more than that. And our successes in the future will be based upon how we live up to our own expectations and our general satisfaction with who we become as people. Don't lose your originality, but also don't deny a little bit of change either. Heading off on the road to college, I say that we should learn from our time in high school, penetrate straight into our future, and always keep ourselves grounded in the present. On this note, I'd like to congratulate all of my classmates on successfully surviving through 4 years of high school, obtaining their diplomas, and walking into the future. So, good job, guys, and let's give it up for the class of 2017.
Every year, the senior class meets behind a gift to the school using money that the class officers have raised throughout the 4 years of high school. Sophomore year, we sold homecoming t-shirts. Junior year, we sold gourmet delicacies at the snack bar every day during break, like Pop-Tarts, honey buns, my personal favorite, Funyuns. On Fridays, the junior class sold Chick-fil-A biscuits. It's a beautiful concept, really. I get to school on Friday and somehow power through to break. I realize they are selling chicken biscuits and somehow convince a peer to buy one for me. and then I proceed, as well as my other classmates, through the next 5 hours of the day, knowing that it's going to be okay. One of the benefits of being a senior is access to the senior tables where we eat, procrastinate doing homework, and relax. This area includes 4 low tables with sturdy chairs and 2 square high tables with 4 high top chairs at each side. However, our class was not the first to use these tables, causing natural wear and tear that of course requires replacement. The previous classes did a fine job breaking them in, and let's just say our class finished the job well. The class of 2017 wanted to endow a gift that would of course benefit the school, but more directly benefit the future senior classes. We want the rising senior classes to enjoy leisure as much as we did, so we tried to find the sturdiest, most comfortable chairs that chicken biscuit money could buy. I could, in knowing myself, probably would bore you with meaningless furniture phraseology like the difference between a height stool and a bar stool, but I won't, because in the grand scheme of things, a chair is a chair. The current chairs are wooden without backrests on them, so they're easily breakable. And we found metal chairs that do have backs on them. I'm guessing that they will last much longer than the previous chairs. My hope is that they will. Thank you.
Beautiful, Dr. Green. Thank you. Good morning. I want to begin my remarks this morning by thanking the parents of the class of 2018 that have given us hours and hours of their time to make sure that the class of 2017 has this beautiful and memorable graduation ceremony. Some of our sub-chairs that have worked behind the scenes are Becky Jolly with the banners and ushers, Sherry McLeod with the reception, Margaret Williams and Julianne Ingram with the flowers, and John Patterson and Ron Burton who moved whatever they were told to move. Our co-chairs who made it all happen this year were Jenny Sinnix and Elizabeth Patterson. And Polly Williams may have exploded her Fitbit with the number of steps she took helping everybody do everything this week. So to those parents of the class of 2018, thank you for all of your efforts. There's another very important person who is responsible for much of what you see and hear this morning. Without Betty Ryan's attention to detail and her bullhorn, we would be lost. Mrs. Ryan, for all that you do, thank you. I also want to thank the faculty and staff. They are not appreciated or celebrated enough. Their dedication to our school and your children is truly remarkable. Prep is ranked as the 10th best independent school in the state of Georgia, behind some of the big name schools in Atlanta that are charging $25,000 or more for tuition. We don't have any ideas, don't worry. Our faculty and staff are truly what make Augusta Prep a special place, so thank you. And it is important that this morning we recognize two incredible careers coming to an end this year. Frances Redmond, our lower school librarian, is completing her 23rd year at our school, while Susan Reynolds, a first grade legend, is robing for her 24th prep graduation this morning. Both young ladies have decided to retire together, and while we wish you nothing but the best, please know how much you are loved and how much you will be missed. Okay, now, why we're here this morning. In our line of work, we often talk about the privilege of working with tomorrow's leaders. And I can tell you that seated beside me this morning, we have many of tomorrow's leaders. They are intelligent, artistic, athletic, funny, and even studious at times. They are leaders, workers, humanitarians, and they, collectively and individually, possess the promise of great things to come. To the class of 2017, as you walk across the stage today, remember that you are about to become part of a very special group of alumni who have earned an Augusta Preparatory Day School diploma, and remember that we will always be here for you. Now let's get you graduated.
Darius Kuma Chavez Abdelman. The mind of an engineer combined with a literary soul, this student has shared his passion for running with the cross-country and track teams. We wish you well at Georgia Tech in all that you do and didgeridoo there and beyond. Josephine Bayer. Adding global perspective to her in-class discussions, Josephine will take her excellent sense of fashion and even better sense of what it means to have and show good character to the University of South Carolina. Bray Camden Boardman Jr., diploma presented by Bray Camden Boardman, class of 1986, and Victoria Goodwin Boardman, class of 1988. Camden's senior speech brought the importance of water in general and the Savannah River in particular to our attention. While his time at Auburn will take him away from the Savannah, we can be sure that Camden will have ample time to learn about and explore Lakes Harding and Martin, depending on which way he leaves campus. Adelaide Croft Bottomley. Adelaide Adelaide's passion for travel and her appreciation for other cultures and perspectives will be nurtured and energized as she takes her next steps at the University of South Carolina. A world awaits you, Adelaide, and we wish you safe and exciting travels. David Wayne Bramble Jr. With great performances on the field, track, and in the classroom, David has made his mark on prep. We wish him success at Presbyterian College and beyond, wherever his amazing sneakers and astute business sense may take him. Benjamin Howard Bruton Jr. A sense of humor in all that he does, and a sense of wonder, especially as relates to ancient aliens. Ben has been an engaged and engaging member of the prep community. We wish him well at Auburn and in his efforts to promote the work of Ducks Unlimited. Elizabeth Bennett Burns, diploma presented by Augusta Prep faculty member Mary Beth Burns. Whether on the soccer pitch, in the classroom, or in her philanthropic efforts such as Schools for Schools, Ellie is goal-driven and results-oriented. We wish her well as she takes her talents and interests to Haverford, where they will benefit from her enthusiasm and passion. Anthony Man-Fung Chen. Perfectly cast in this past spring's musical Footloose, Anthony's energy and inability to sit still are contagious. We wish him well as he heads off to Beaumont College. Oops, my apologies. Georgia College. Where the heck is Beaumont? David Chen. A scholar who brings fresh perspectives to in-class discussions, a four-year varsity runner with energy to spare, and an accomplished musician on piano and violin, David's strength is in his quiet confidence. We know he will excel in his next chapter at Georgia Tech. Mary Eubanks Collier, diploma presented by Andrea Connell Collier, class of 1988. Always willing to put in the work, whether on the court, in the field, in the classroom, or with student council, Banks is a triple threat student-athlete leader whose contributions have been many. We wish her success at the University of Georgia and beyond. Collin Michael Confer. Whether cheering and supporting his teammates on the baseball diamond or helping all of us better understand and appreciate sharks, as he did quite humorously in his senior speech, Collin's genuine interest and care have made him a joy to work with and know. We wish him well as he heads off to Clemson University. William Shepard Cranford. A strong contributor in the classroom, on the soccer pitch, and within the ranks of National Honor Society's leadership. Will's enthusiasm for all that he does is enviable and energizing. We'll expect to hear great things as he begins his next chapter at Georgia Tech. Miles Robinson Downing, diploma presented by Michael LaRue Downing, class of 1987, and Robin Dozier Downing, class of 1987. Fast and flexible describe this young man well, whether on the basketball court, behind home plate, or somewhere else on the diamond for that matter, or in how he adapts and responds to situations he meets. We wish Miles smooth sailing and great success at Georgia Southern University. Vaughn Winslow Duncan. To say Vaughn is a character is both accurate and an understatement. He is many, many characters, and Prep has benefited greatly each time he has brought a character to life on our stage. Indeed, Reinhardt College will be pleased to welcome him and his talents. Hunter Keith Encapero. Hunter's senior speech focused on the unstoppable force that is time, which paralleled, of course, the nearly unstoppable force he has brought to the football field. We wish Hunter well as he spends his next chunk of time at Auburn University. Keely Catherine Ewart. Whether the libero on the volleyball court, a lead in the musical, or a soloist with a loop pedal, Keely excels at making good things come together so that great results can emerge. We thank her for sharing her voice and wish her well at the University of Notre Dame. Corinne Alexis Field Harris. In her own quiet way, Corey shows confidence in herself and great care for others. In her recent work to support Prep's third grade math program, Corey demonstrated the heart of a teacher and the patience of a saint. We expect great things as she moves on to the College of Coastal Georgia. Jake Christopher Fortier. Able to strike an enviable balance between laid-back, easygoing musician and focused, driven, and dedicated golfer and student, Jake manages his time and obligations well. We wish him success, birdies, and eagles as he heads to Samford University. David Hamilton Gibbs II. Despite countless hours of training, Hamp's heart still remains his largest muscle. Bringing great care to all that he undertakes on the field, in the classroom, and his leadership obligations, Hamp has left his mark. We wish him well in all that he does at Georgia Tech. Collin Michael Goldman. His passion for basketball showed through, both in the level of research that went into his senior speech and the hustle he displayed each time his feet hit the court. Collin's effort and focus have allowed for success here at Prep and will carry him far at Auburn University and beyond. William Asbury Hegeman. A scholar and athlete, Will is motivated by a constant desire and dedication to improve. This drove several impressive personal records this swim season. His passion for fighter jets fueled his senior speech and will likely fuel his studies and success at Georgia Tech. Alexandria Elizabeth Hill. A talented ceramicist with an eye for design, Alex is also a driven runner and fierce competitor on the cross-country trails. Her work with our lower school runners this spring has helped ensure strong athletes at Prep for years to come. We wish her success in all that she does at Wofford College. Keaton Ray Hill. With a sense of humor as sharp as his sense of fashion, Keaton has added much to the upper school experience this year. His courageous voice has been an inspiration to us all, and we expect great things as he steps into his next chapter at Queen's University of Charlotte. Macy Elizabeth Hofflini. Her work ethic, belief in herself, and selfless care for others came together as a strong foundation upon which Macy has built success here at Prep. We know she has great things to come and much more to achieve as she continues her work at Texas Christian University. Mariana Seymour Knox. Resilient, caring, and always ready to help, Anna has contributed generous service to Prep's art programs and development efforts. Anna's genuine desire to invest her time and make things better will serve her well at Queen's University of Charlotte and beyond. Christine Emily Lawrence. In her senior speech on the butterfly effect, Christy helped us understand how the largest impacts can stem from the smallest influences. We wish Christy well as she spreads her wings and shares her influence at the College of William & Mary next year. Karina Nicole Layu, diploma presented by Augusta Prep faculty Doreen Layu. Confidently quiet in her classes and fiercely competitive on the soccer pitch, Karina makes a personal investment in all that she does. The University of South Carolina, Aiken will benefit greatly as this young lady joins their community. Stephen Trent McCall, diploma presented by George Samuel McCall, class of 1982. A strategic thinker, whether examining the layout of a chessboard, the distance to the green, or how the offense is setting up on the football field, Trent's wheels are always turning, and he's always at least 2 moves ahead. We wish him well at Georgia College. Lauren Sophia McGee. We were informed and amazed. We were informed and amazed when Lauren held forth on the evolution of hip-hop during her senior speech. As she goes on to Mercer University, we will count on Lauren amazing us even further as she proudly wears orange and black. Sierra Lauren Meadows, diploma presented by Augusta Prep faculty Cindy Meadows. Driven, focused, and resilient, Sierra has a clear vision for her future and how she will serve others. Valdosta State University's speech pathology program will benefit greatly from her passion and participation. Avery Carol Meeks. Whether striving for victory in 3 sets or raising funds for a good cause with a 5K, Avery invests her full effort in all that she does. The University of Georgia will welcome this team player with a heart for service. Varsha R. Menon. Varsha is a highly memorable scholar and community member, even for those of us without a photographic memory. Whether serving the school as a member of HEC or serving the community as a Taekwondo instructor, Varsha always makes an impact. This will no doubt continue next year as she moves on to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Samuel Christian Murray. A swift athlete on the basketball court, a focused pitcher on the mound, and a keen observer of wildlife and the value of things like forest fires, Sam is a wealth of knowledge and ability. We wish him well as he heads off to Swanee, the University of the South. Allison Douglas Nesbitt. Diploma presented by Douglas Hamilton Nesbitt, class of 1987, and Amy Sutherland Nesbitt, class of 1989. With an endless desire to be her best self and have a positive impact on others in her community, Allison has contributed much through her leadership with National Honor Society and Spanish Club while at Prep. Wake Forest University will be well served as she joins their community and begins to engage. Hannah Lynn Padgett. With boundless energy and pep, Hannah makes artful moves on the volleyball court, with the cheer squad, and on any canvas placed before her in art class. We wish her and her sweet hamster Lamar the very best as they continue their journey at Georgia Southern University. Noah Singh Thajan. With a soul for rock music and the t-shirt collection to match, Noah's senior speech was a powerful intersection of his passion for music and research abilities. We know that he will, indeed, rock on next year at the University of South Carolina. Tomas Alejandro Perez. A precise computer programmer, a ceramicist who enjoys the challenge of taking on big pieces, and the founding and only member of the Augusta Prep roller hockey team, Tomas has charted his own course, and this will serve him well at the University of West Georgia next year and beyond. Jessica Lynn Powell. Whether swimming, cheering, or doing her job on the soccer pitch, Jessica is all business all the time. Her senior speech helped us focus on issues of equality in sport and beyond, and we look forward to seeing her contributions on and off the field at Presbyterian College next year. Robert Chase Prather. Energetic, collaborative, and generous, Chase made amazing things happen on the basketball court this year. His senior speech reminded us of the importance of meaningful relationships in our lives and communities, and Chase will no doubt contribute as a member of the Georgia Southern community next fall. Elena Marie Richards. A born leader, Prep will miss her decisive, bold, yet humble personality. She's not afraid to show emotion and calls it like she sees it, all with a kind heart. Pepperdine University may be far from Prep, but Allie will remain close to the hearts of those here at home. Grace Catherine Roberts, diploma presented by Julian Haley Roberts III, class of 1988. If laughter is the best medicine, then grace is an extra strength dose. Always ready to encourage others with a kind word or even a well-timed mass email, Grace enjoys brightening the lives of others. The University of Alabama is about to get a little louder and happier. Roll Tide. Hannah Myung Rogers. When she holds court, whether volleyball or tennis, Hannah keeps a competitive edge that serves her well. She balances this ability with an equally strong capacity to care for and feel for others. We are excited to see where the world takes Hannah as she heads off to Clemson University. William Matthew Rogers. His dedication as the team manager for volleyball is but one example of his service to and encouragement of others. At home on the stage, whether as an actor or aspiring boy band member, Will's gift to others is his presence. How lucky is St. Cloud State University to have such a gift coming to them next fall. Lily Madeleine Andrea Rousseau. Resilient, caring, passionate, and ready for whatever challenges and adventures may come, Lily shared her excellent example of how one accepts, embraces, and thrives through change. Bishop's University will be the setting for her next chapter, and we can't wait to see how the story continues. Rachel Watson Scott. Speaking softly, but carrying a big message, Rachel continues to lend her voice to the important and inspiring cause of equality and empowerment, often through poetry. We can count on her to continue to add to this important conversation as she takes her next steps at Agnes Scott College. Harper Louise Sims. Practicing her passion for athletics on all available courts, volleyball, basketball, and tennis, Harper helped all of us understand the importance of balance and finding ways to work hard and play hard. We wish her success at the University of Mississippi next year. Julia Kavanaugh Smith. In her senior speech, Julia helped all of us reflect on the importance of family. It's been an honor to have her as a part of the prep family for so long, and we look forward to welcoming her back anytime she returns from the College of Charleston, where she will continue her studies next year. Isaac Hyunuk Suk. Whether serving his class as president this year, promoting the great work of Chess Club, or contributing on the soccer field, this self-described optimist helped all of us look on the brighter side of things. We are all optimistic about his future at Johns Hopkins University. John David Templeton. Witty, sharp, and dependable, John's presence brings stability to any situation. His contributions in the classroom, on the stage, and on the basketball diamond were greatly appreciated. We can only imagine the joy that this cat enthusiast must feel as he heads off to Clemson University. What a perfect match. Connor Carey Turner. Introspective and reserved, until of course he gets on stage. Connor's sense of humor, as well as his informative and entertaining writing, will be missed on Prep's campus. Lehigh University will benefit greatly as he joins their community.
Three years ago, I had the privilege to interview Mr. Eustace for the head of school position. I learned a lot about Mr. Eustace from this first meeting. He embodies characteristics of leadership, sincerity, and integrity. He truly wants the best for Augusta Preparatory Day School, which my classmates and I have recognized. Although Mr. Eustace has only been part of the prep community for 2 years, he has made a strong, meaningful presence here at Prep. Not only is he interested in our academic success, but also makes a concerted effort to support athletics and fine arts. Whether it be an event at home or away, Mr. Eustace has made the effort to be present in support of each member of our class. On senior night for varsity soccer, Mr. Eustace was the first person to calm me down after my red card. I would like to thank you personally for being there for me. I know I share the sentiments of our class when I thank you for your leadership and guidance that you have brought to Prep. You are a true gentleman and a role model for our class. We all literally look up to you and admire you for the pillars you uphold. Please join me in welcoming Peter Eustace as he speaks on the importance of role models.
Will, thank you for that wonderful introduction, and I guess thank you for getting a red card so we can have that little bonding moment too. Appreciate that. And seriously, Will, please know that that was one of the nicest and most meaningful introductions that I've received in a long time. You and your classmates often find ways to remind me why I love my work, so thank you. I want to begin my remarks this morning by thanking the Board of Trustees for the opportunity to be a part of this special community. It is an honor and a privilege to serve Augusta Prep, and my family and I love being Cavaliers. This morning is my last chance to provide these seniors with some advice, and I'm honored to have that opportunity today. The relationships that I get to build with you, the lessons that I learned from you, and the inspiration that you provide me and others are really important to me. The opportunity to be part of your world as a mentor, and to offer some advice and support as you blossom and grow, that is a privilege, and I thank you for the opportunity. Do you know how a road, or a street, or an expressway, or a boulevard are defined? And I mean really defined, officially defined? I'm going to give you a quick rundown. A road runs between two distant points, like two towns. A street is typically a paved stretch featuring houses, businesses, etc., but it does not connect two distant points. An avenue is traditionally a straight road with a line of trees or shrubs running along each side, which emphasize arrival at a landscape or architectural feature. A freeway is a road designed for safe, high-speed travel through the elimination of intersections at the same grade or level. And a lane is a narrow road or street, usually lacking a shoulder or a median. All very interesting. The way street names are labeled or listed on a map or known informally in a town can be very confusing. In Minnesota and Texas, interstate highways are named with letter suffixes and directional letters as well. So for instance, you might be in Texas and be on I-35 East North, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And if you happen to find yourself in Austin, Texas, capital of Texas Highway is never really called that. It's Loop 360 to the locals, even though it's not a loop. Research Boulevard is also Interstate 183, which at one point is called Anderson Lane, and at another it's called Ed Blue Boulevard. And still in Austin, Dean Keaton Street, that's the same thing as 26th Street in the campus area, though as soon as it goes on to the east side of I-35, it turns into Manor Road. In the summer of 1998, I packed up my little Volkswagen Jetta in St. John, New Brunswick, up in the east coast of Canada, and I drove every inch of I-95 from Holton, Maine to Coral Gables, Florida, as I was set to begin my master's work at Barry University in North Miami. In Miami, things can get downright wacky when trying to find your way around, particularly if you're new to town. So in Miami, US Highway 1 is more often referred to as US 1, which isn't all that confusing. The problem is, north of the Miami River, US 1 is also known as Biscayne Boulevard, but south of the river, it's Brickell Avenue. Then if you keep going south, US 1 loses an alternative name altogether for a little while, and eventually US 1 becomes South Dixie Highway, but it's still US 1 on the map. My very first apartment in Miami was just 2 blocks from US 1, so it became a main artery for me no matter where I needed to go. I'd ask directions of someone, and they would say, hey, just go down a block, turn right onto Biscayne, then drive 4 miles and turn left off South Dixie Highway at 2nd Avenue, and you'll be there. Problem is, none of those roads were called out on the map, and I was completely lost. In fact, in those directions, nobody mentioned US 1, which was really helpful. In Coral Gables, just south of Miami, it gets even more confusing and difficult to navigate because they don't have street signs in Coral Gables. They paint the names of streets and blocks on white stones that sit on the ground, and that's really helpful. Okay, so are you ready for this massive confusion coming from Coral Gables? At Southwest 37th Avenue, which is also known as Douglas Road, Coral Way, which is also known as 13th Street, becomes Miracle Mile, which I thought was in Chicago. And then it returns to being called Coral Way at Southwest 42nd Avenue, which is also known as Lejeune Road. And when you keep going to Southwest 57th Avenue, Coral Way becomes Southwest 24th Street. So good luck getting around Coral Gables. So what is one to do? Do you just live in this constant state of confusion when you're trying to find a movie theater? No. Remember, this was the late 90s, a long time ago. And not only did we not have anything like the smartphones that you have today with Google Maps and Waze and all the other GPS devices that you can rely on, the actual GPS devices for cars, they were just coming to the marketplace at that time. And until 2000, there was really no precision GPS technology available. But today, and for at least the last 15 years, if you want to find your way, you start up a GPS device, plug in your destination, and then listen to the voice-enabled directions that take you along your way. Commonplace for you at your age, but still pretty remarkable for those of us that remember having maps sprawled all over our laps in the front seat of the car, trying to find the movie theater in Coral Gables. I love going on the road to support our prep teams and performers. Over the last 2 years, I have been to Perry, Eatonton, Milledgeville, Belleville, Dublin, Bethlehem, Loganville, Sharpsburg, Tifton, Valdosta, Albany, Thomasville, America, Statesboro, and many more towns that I previously didn't know existed. And the only reason that I found those towns and made it to your games and made it home was a little artificial intelligence voice that guided me on my destination. Without that guiding voice, I would likely be lost somewhere between here and Tallahassee. So that gets me to the heart of what I want to share with you today. Be sure that you have at least one guiding voice in your life, and do not try to go alone. Despite being surrounded by people, life can get lonely and even scary at times. Having someone with some life experience that understands you and cares to invest in you by offering advice and support is important. Discovering a mentor or mentors and cultivating those relationships is not easy or always natural, but it can make all of the difference. I have been incredibly fortunate in that I have had people take enough of an interest in me that they were willing to mentor me. A former coach of mine became a real father figure for me through middle school and high school and even college. And one of the most important people in my life from the time I was born until midway through my college years was my paternal grandfather who lived next door. Bert Eustace was an amazing man from whom I learned a great deal. Sadly, it was not until after his passing that I had the perspective and the maturity I needed to realize that he had been a mentor. At that time, while I was growing up, I knew that I loved spending time with him, and I knew that he was wise and willing to share that wisdom. But I didn't think about him being a mentor, and I, therefore, did not have the opportunity to thank him for investing in me and helping me see and learn lessons along the way. Professionally, I've had heads of school and division heads under whom I've worked to push me and support me. Many of them remain strong influences in my network today, and I call on these professionals to talk about challenges I'm facing or bounce ideas off someone who has been there and done that. Typically, our mentors come from that subset of relationships made up of people that have more life experience than we do. There's no formula for finding or cultivating that type of relationship. My advice is that you pay attention to who comes and goes in your life. Learn about people and share enough about yourself to see if there's a connection. As you learn more about someone, ask them questions and present them with challenges that you are facing. See what they think. A good indication that someone may be a potential mentor is when you present that person with a problem you are facing and they respond with a perspective that you had not considered while still supporting what you think. Or if someone steps forward and offers help when it would have been much easier for them to stay in their little world and not invest in you, that may be a mentor staring you in the face. When I was just about your age and I was headed off to college, I thought I'd have it all figured out. And I was wrong. I went to a large public high school where I did not learn many of the valuable skills that you have learned here at Prep, such as effective communication and collaboration, excellent writing and research skills, and exposure to the higher level courses in math and science, among others. And perhaps one of the most important skills that you have learned here at Prep involves advocating for yourself with adults. Going through my large public high school, I don't think that I got any grades below 85%, and I sailed through without doing much homework or putting much effort into my studies. So I went off to college as a history major, and I assumed that it would be much like high school. Except now I had to do my own laundry. Well, let me tell you about Dr. Fish's freshman class at Bishop's University, and Lily, I think I probably did her in, so she's not there anymore when you get there, but if she's around, please tell Dr. Fish I said hello. Well, Dr. Fish's freshman history course at Bishop's University was incredibly difficult, but I enjoyed the first few weeks, until I got my first paperback. Remember, I sailed through high school with good grades and didn't do a lot. Then Dr. Fish placed that first college paper on my desk, and in large red ink, there was my grade, 47. I'll never forget that grade. I got a 47 on my first history paper. The next day or two were a bit of a blur. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to advocate for myself. Didn't know how to seek help from Dr. Fish, and clearly I didn't know how to write or research a paper very well. It took me some time, but I eventually gathered the nerve to seek out Dr. Fish, and she could not have been kinder or more helpful. I figured it out and she helped me. That grade was the low water mark for me in my college days, and I ended up becoming a much better writer because of the investment that Dr. Fish made in me. She mentored me, and I am forever grateful. Augusta Prep has helped prepare you for life in many ways, but none of us know all the challenges that you will face. It's not only okay, it's expected that you may not know exactly what you're going to do with your life at this point. So how could you possibly be prepared for every scenario? You're going to need help. Too often asking for help is assumed to be a sign of weakness, when it's actually a sign of great strength and a desire to learn to be more, to be better, and to be stronger. So my advice is surround yourself with good people and pay particular attention to those people in your life who may have a unique experience that can help you carve your path forward. So whether you get a grade at college that shocks you, or you find yourself lost in Miami at the corner of Southwest 37th, which is also known as Douglas Road, and Coral Way, which is also known as 13th Street, don't be afraid to ask for help, and seek out that guiding voice that can help steer you down the right path. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the staff at our fine school, I wish you well, challenge you to do good in the world, and remind you that you always have a home here at Prep, so don't ever be a stranger. Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Students, before we have graduates, before we have thanks to the benediction, would you all please take a moment to move your tassel to the other side? Congratulations. Folks, an additional tradition that we'd like to invite you to be a part of is that the faculty will actually process out, and they will form the most beautiful gauntlets, if you will, down the center aisle and looking around towards the door. The students will then process out through that for congratulations, for hugs. Your participation in that is that we would ask that you please maintain your spaces until the music's completed, so that the students and the faculty can share that one last moment together. Thank you for your participation in that. And now to thanks.
Dear God, please watch over the class of 2017 as we set forth on our new journey. Give us strength to defeat new challenges, courage to enter an unfamiliar world, confidence to build our future, and compassion to form new relationships. And when we do wander into temptation, help us to grow and find our way again, always reminding us of who we are and where we came from. Let us go forth with your blessing as we embrace each new day, beaming in the new life we have created. Amen.
Silver? Yeah, silver and red. So just hit that. Just push it in? Yeah, when after all the graduates. Yeah.